Hello and welcome to Gaggia TV. My name is Mike, this is Nick.
Hi.
And this is episode 2 of our basic home barista course, and we're going to be talking espresso.
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 Indeed. And there is a basic recipe for it.
There is.
Espresso.
7 grams of coffee.
7 grams of coffee.
With 25 ml or 1 ounce of water poured over like 25 to 30 seconds.
Yeah, it does sound very pedantic, that 25 seconds, and people go 25 seconds, but it gives you a very good idea of the ideal extraction time.
It does.
Too short, and it's going to be over extracted.
Yeah.
And a bit strong, bit bitter.
Quite bitter, yeah.
So you're talking 10 seconds, something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Too long, 30 seconds, 40 seconds. Under extracted, watery, no taste for you also. So 25 seconds is a good guide.
It is.
Now, for the purpose of this exercise,
Yeah.
we are using the new Classic with a traditional basket, a 7 gram basket. So this is just a single shot basket. There's a double one.
It is.
It's a traditional basket. So this is the same piece of kit that you get with commercial machines. Now we've got varying types of this throughout our Gaggia domestic range. Some with pressurised baskets, some with pressurised portafilters. That's the handle, and we've got more details of that elsewhere.
Yeah, like if you want the individual case, if your machine doesn't look like this, if you're coming to the thing, the video and being like, my machine doesn't look like that, I've got a pressurized portafilter or whatever, just look in the individual reviews of those machines that we've done, and it will explain some of the ways in which it's a little bit different, but all of the principles still apply.
Oh, the principles absolutely apply, and there are variables. The main variable is the coffee.
Yeah.
And how you grind it, as we've said, how you dose it, but also how hard you tamp the coffee.
Yeah.
So these things all affect the flow and the extraction time, really.
Yeah.
And as I say, that with other types of portafilter, it can be slightly different, but the basic principles are exactly the same. So we've loaded this with 7 grams of coffee.
We have.
In a single basket, and that goes into the head.
We've actually spent a little bit of time this morning dialing in the perfect espresso on this machine. So we have...
No pressure then.
Well, no, it's good. We've extensively kind of tested grinds of coffee and tamping, because we are actually relatively new to this particular machine, and what we've got now is around about a 25-second espresso. It
is, yeah. So we're just going to, the ounce to this is just sort of low point of the handle. So we just press the button as soon as that coffee starts coming out. That looks pretty good to me.
It is, and you can see that the crema is building up, and it's coming equally out of both sides of the spout.
That's perfect tamping.
It is.
It's perfect.
If you tamped one side more than the other, if it was a slightly slanted one, you'd be able to tell, because you'd get liquid out of one side but also not the other.
And that is a comment we've had from some customers occasionally, where it's just flowing out one side. It's just got to be even with the tamp. There's a little bit of skill involved with the tamping, but once you get the hang of it, it's fantastic. That looks pretty good, and we're getting towards an ounce there.
Yeah, so you could stop it.
Thank you.
Brilliant.
And there's a lovely crema.
And the crema, you want it to be a fairly light colour. You don't want it incredibly dark, so just the lighter side of golden brown is pretty good.
Correct, yeah. So an over-extracted one will be darker.
It is.
So we have the other types of coffee here.
This is what we've got here, and we'll cut in now a picture of the 3 coffees that we've been using. So the perfect grind, we appreciate it's kind of difficult to see on this photograph, but the perfect grind is the one in the blue plate. We've then got the one we're going to use next, which is way too coarse.
I was just checking which one you want me to use next.
Yeah, way too coarse. So what's going to happen now is that the water is going to fly through, because the space between the individual grains of coffee is significantly larger when you have a coarser coffee. So the water is going to go straight through, and you'll get an under-extracted espresso, which is significantly closer to... You put too much in there.
Too much in there? Yeah, sorry.
It's all right, just knocks them out.
A little bit out there.
There we go. Significantly closer to a filter coffee in its nature, but a filter coffee, remember, you're going to have a whole mug of that, whereas here we're only pouring out maybe 1 ounce.
So we'll start this,
actual
and just,
water.
you can see from the flow should be a lot quicker. There we go.
So it's coming straight out there, and you can see that we're going to reach that ounce point significantly quicker than we did before.
Correct, yeah.
And there is almost no crema on the top. It's a much lighter colour to the espresso that we had before. I haven't drunk this yet, so we can compare them side by side. And there's a few reasons that you might be under-extracting your espresso. So it could be that the coffee is too coarse. It could be that you're putting too little coffee into your portafilter itself, or it could be that you're not tamping enough. You're not squishing the coffee grounds together enough. And it's the combination of these 3 things that you're really looking for. We're going to do the opposite now. We've got a coffee that is too fine for our particular espresso filter.
Yeah, Grant. The setting for the on the blue plate was set on number 2 on the MDF grinder. Now it does depend how your machine is calibrated, your grinder machine is calibrated.
Yeah.
So it might not be 2 on your particular one, and it can vary a little bit between the coffee types and the coffee roast even.
It can, yeah.
It can affect it by just 1 or 2 notches.
Yeah.
So again, it's a little bit of trial and error, which is why this 25 seconds is a key guide. Really.
Yeah.
So we tamp that down. So This is a little bit too fine.
It is too fine, so we're going to expect this one to run longer.
That's the theory.
It is.
We'll see how it happens. So it should come out maybe just a drip this time.
Yeah.
And there we are. Already the machine is going to put a little bit more pressure on.
So you can see it's only coming out as a drip, and it's only coming out of one side of the nozzle, crucially.
Bad tamping.
Bad tamping, over extraction.
Yeah. And you can see by the colour, you mentioned the colour before, and it's
Yeah.
a much darker, almost orange, isn't it really?
Yeah.
Well, that could be the reflection of that. But it's a very, very gradual. So this is going to take, to get 1 ounce, we're probably going to be sat here in about a minute, I would have thought, really.
Yeah, yeah.
So we've exaggerated it a little bit.
We've exaggerated a little bit. We're going to stop it around about the 30-second mark.
And I would say at this point, like I always say, it's personal taste.
It is.
I mean, you want to, this is pretty strong.
Let's
But
cut
this
it off there.
Yeah, that's almost a ristretto. Ristretto, that one. So it can be, you could want it a little bit over extracted, a little bit under extracted.
Yeah.
But the ideal, the law, is 25 seconds.
And to be
approximately.
honest, it tastes better. Your espresso should not be like. Quite a lot of the time, people think that espresso is this hairy-chested drink that you drink one and you go raw espresso. But no, it doesn't have to be that. It can actually be quite a mellow drink that's relatively easy to consume.
See, with the well extracted one, you've still got that crema sitting on the side of the glass as well, which is good. So that's your 3 types of grind. And Mike said it's quite hard to see the variance on the camera, but you can certainly see the difference, and you're drinking it all, aren't you? Mm-hmm. It's a nice coffee, that, isn't it?
This one's really good.
Put that there, then, you can still
I
see
don't
that
want to
crema.
drink the wrong
No,
one.
but put that one there.
Oh, okay.
There you can see the crema still
Fine.
sat on the side of the glass.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's a good sign as well, you see. So you can see there, and that is just like water, really. So that's your target for a perfect espresso. And as we say, with the different machines, different portafilters, slightly different, but the general procedure is the same.
So we've made the perfect espresso, and now we're going to talk about the variants in espresso that you can actually make. We've got a single and a double here.
Yep, so we've used the double basket. So this is 7 grams, this is 14 grams, and 2 ounces or 50 mil.
Yeah.
So this is say single or double or doppio.
Yeah, if you want to be
wish.
correct.
Now, if you let this run, so that it's extracting 2 ounces, it becomes
it becomes a lungo.
It does become a long or a lungo coffee.
Yeah, so if you take a single shot of coffee, so that's 7 grams of coffee, and extract that over 50 millilitres, so a full espresso glass, effectively,
basically.
then you get a lungo coffee rather than a double.
Which is going to be lighter.
It is going to be lighter.
Because the longer you run the extraction time, the lighter the extraction and the water becomes, or the coffee
yeah,
comes.
you'll have a more dilute espresso.
So I'm going to illustrate that because also there's one below this, which is the ristretto.
Yes.
So the ristretto is 7 grams of coffee traditionally, and about 3/4 or half or 3/4 of an ounce of liquid.
Yeah.
So restricted. So there you're getting the real first hit.
You are,
of the espresso and the full Monty. So as I say, obviously, as you let it run longer, that's the word. You're getting a lighter coffee.
Yeah.
So we've loaded this with 14 grams of coffee.
We have.
So I'm going to pop a large glass. So this is about 6-7 ounce glass. So people's mistake when they're making an Americano is to just keep running it through a double shot.
So what we should say is an Americano is a long black coffee. So when you want to dilute an espresso down to something that is the size of a mug or a cup, which is actually my personal favourite drink, it's the one I drink day to day, nearly all the time.
Easy drinking one,
It is an easy drinking kind of coffee drink, and you dilute the espresso down.
Yeah.
What we're going to do here is we're going to do it the wrong way first. We're going to run all the water through the actual grounds itself, and you'll see what the problem with that is.
So rather than run it through one glass, because obviously it all becomes mixed up and you can't really see it, I'm going to put it into 3 different glasses. I'm going to break the extraction down into 3 lots.
Okay.
So approximately about half a minute, so about 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Remember, we've got a double shot there.
We have.
About half a minute. So you've got a nice, it's a bit faster actually. I could have maybe tamped it a little bit.
But it's okay for the purposes of our illustration here.
Yeah, it is.
You're going to run the first third of the drink into this glass, and that does actually look like a very respectable double espresso. You're going to do a little bit of sleight of hand here.
Well, I don't know if it was that slight, but it was. It's got it. So like you say, it's a nice looking, good crema, good dark colour on the coffee.
Yeah.
And a very drinkable double espresso.
And we should say that, like, to make an Americano, what you would now do is dilute this down.
Correct.
Into the full mug here with some hot water. I would not take the water out of a kettle. I'd actually use the water at the temperature of your espresso from the boiler of your espresso machine. If you want to take it from the kettle, that's okay, but I'd leave it, as you would with a filter coffee, I'd leave it for a minute or so just to cool down from that boiling point, because you are going to burn your coffee if you dilute that down with 100-degree water.
Yeah, I mean, you could, remember, this is about 2 ounces over 14 grams of coffee.
Yeah.
So this is the other 2 ounces.
Yeah.
So if you put that with that, you've got a doppio lungo.
You have.
Lungo doppio.
Yeah, yeah.
Whichever way you want to do it.
Whichever way you
want. So it will drink okay.
It will.
This is what you don't want to drink.
Yeah. So as you can see here are the stages of extraction. So you've got your double espresso here, then you've got the later stages, and it's these chemicals here that are dissolved into these particular stages of extraction that you don't want. So what you don't want to do is leave your espresso just running and running and running and make a longer drink that way, because these don't taste very nice.
Well, you're starting to extract the bitter oils out of the coffee as well.
Yeah.
So all those bitter oils are going into the coffee and really wrecking it.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm going to actually give it a...
Oh, yeah, brave man. Okay, what I might do with that, I'm just
Not only is it very weak, it's actually very bitter.
It is very bitter.
Yeah.
But I say, when you pop that onto there, you kind of get away with it at a push. This is not good. You're not drinking it, are you? Okay.
For the purposes of the television, yes.
That's bad, isn't it?
I mean, that just what that tastes like is stale coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You don't
terrible.
want that.
So water out of all your espresso machines, be it the classic, be it a grand, be it an automatic machine, you can get water out.
Yeah.
And we just open this up and push the coffee button down.
And the steam button.
Oh, it depends on temperature.
Well, no, because this does the solenoid valve on the new machine. I realise this is new, but you have to. Yeah, you've got to push them both.
Okay.
This is a new machine to us.
It
can
is,
you
we're
tell?
learning. So there's your water, and then we can take our double, if Mike's not drunk it.
Yeah, I
It's
haven't.
normal. So this is our double, and we can put a bit more water in there. Pop that on there, and there's your Americano.
There's your Americano.
Maybe a little bit of water, but that's...
If you want to be seriously pedantic,
Oh,
you've just made a long black, not an Americano. An Americano, you put the espresso in first and then the water on top.
okay.
A long black is the other way around.
Getting too pedantic.
I occasionally get letters from Australia telling me
Do you?
that I've done it the wrong way
okay,
around or what have you. So
If you put your espresso in the bottom of that glass and then extract the water on, you get
It goes
a
everywhere.
jet. It does
You don't
go-
want that.
So you can put
Like-
it into another jug, I
Yeah,
guess, if
it's
you want
fine.
to do that, yeah. But that's the general idea. So you can see that, is a nice drinkable Americano.
It's great,
We can
actually.
make it a little bit longer.
you could make it slightly longer.
But you don't want to be drinking this.
No, you don't want those. I mean, if somebody comes around your house and asks for a coffee and they don't really know what they want, and you have one of these fancy shiny machines and you want to make them something they're familiar with but will also kind of knock their socks off and make them go, hey, that's a really nice coffee, I would suggest starting with an Americano that you've put some milk into. If somebody comes around and just says, I want coffee with milk, an Americano with a drop of milk,
Yeah.
which I know you don't like. I know you don't
not
like
Americano,
doing
yeah.
that, but that is a good place to start.
It replicates a sort of filter coffee or regular coffee as they drink in
It
America.
does.
So that's like your regular coffee. So yeah, regular with milk or just
It
standard
is.
coffee. Yeah.
The milk is a good segue because the next episode is going to be milk frothing and milky drinks. So we're going to talk about latte, we're going to talk about cappuccino,
Sure.
and how they're constructed. We shall see you there.